What's happening? JayShockblast here, and I believe this is part 50 of the Marvel Future Fight series. Might be part 49, I lose track. But what I will say is, I actually recorded 2 videos yesterday, and my computer was just not having it. The first video came out all janky, and the audio was all garbled, and I couldn't use it. I could have used it, but you guys would have not had a good experience. So I just shelved it. I was like, whatever. And I wasn't going to record again, but somebody on Twitter was like, oh man, my daily routine. And I felt bad, so I tried to record again, and that video failed as well. So as I'm doing things, everything looks good on the screen. I've rebooted, I've done a couple things with the computer, so hopefully we don't have that issue again, and hopefully I can use this video. If you're watching it, clearly I could. So, Kid Kaiju, 2 stars. I only have a couple more characters that I need to get to 2 stars. So I almost have everybody. If we look down here. Yeah, so I just need She-Hulk, Whiplash, Hellcat, and Misty Knight. And then, of course, there's Squirrel Girl, but F Squirrel Girl. So what do we got here? We got all sorts of good stuff. I should be able to almost possibly get Quicksilver to 5 stars today. That is my goal, is to get Quicksilver to 5 stars. And what do we got here? We've got Enhanced in ISO 8, Clear Special Mission, Dimension Rift, Alliance Battle, Co-op. Alright, cool. I don't know, let's just do a special mission real quick. I've been working on Songbird because I want to get the Gwenpool Biometrics as a shifter. But my quest pack is for War of Kings, and I really need to worry about getting Moon Girl up to 6 stars. Actually, I'm sorry. I need to worry about getting all 4 of these characters, Moon Girl, Gorgon, Karnak, and Crystal, up to 6 stars. One way or another. So I am going to go with Crystal, I guess, because I feel like she's pretty close. I'm working on getting Mockingbird and Daisy Johnson Quake to level 60. So that is my those are the 2 characters I'm leveling right now. So I would say I kind of wish they just call. I mean, I know that the level and everything came out during the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. time, so that's why she's Daisy Johnson. And judging by the fact that Lincoln is here, in Deathlock, it was not the last season or this season, obviously. It was the season before where they were kind of just starting to understand all the Inhuman stuff. So it wasn't the Hydra era. Or the Hydra season, I should say. But I kind of wish it was just Quake. I'm sure at some point they're going to do more of a comic Quake kind of costume for, or maybe even an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Quake costume. I mean, there's really not much of a difference, though. So, I don't know. But, yeah, there we go. We got 2 biometrics for Crystal there. Obviously a decent way to go. I don't think I'm anywhere near having enough for her. So, we did that. Unfortunately, I started the video before, and I know some people are saying they're getting bored with the boss battles, but, I mean, in order to get Quicksilver to 5 stars in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. And, it is what it is. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Wherever it is, World Boss. So today it's Black Dwarf. I don't like Black Dwarf. I don't like his spinneroonie. Actually, make it even more insane. I'll just bring her in here. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. So, I talked about a lot of stuff. Like both videos combined that I did that didn't come out yesterday were like 40 minutes. So it's kind of insane that I lost it, and I just beat that world boss in 7 seconds. That's kind of crazy. So, alright, let's do another one. Here's him. I always want to give him just a teeny bit of backup, just in case. You know what? We leveled them up a little bit. We'll just throw them in here. My blue marvel's pretty strong. I mean, it's kind of crazy that I'm able to do these world bosses with him at this point. This is the part that I dislike. Yeah, actually, we kind of crushed him. I didn't really need the Hulks there, but, you know. Blue Marvel, ooh, look at that. I cannot complain about that. I know I've complained a little bit about some of my rewards, but wow, that's like halfway there. So, nice. I guess that's the advantage of doing this one. Target kill count. This is the number of times all participant users kill the boss. Once you reach target, you can get a special reward. Whatever. Whatever. I actually don't love using Magneto, if I'm being honest. So I always leave stuff on the board. Let's go with this group because I can. This is the third wave, so I can use Sharon Rogers for fourth. Yeah, we're good. This is all energy. I probably don't even need Thor, which is kind of crazy. I still look at Thor as like one of my strongest people, and I don't even think he is anymore. He was my first tier 2, but he's not really my strongest anymore. Ah. Alright. Fortunately, this is a fast part of the video. I think I turned the music on it. Okay. Alright, so right here we're going to go with Sharon Rogers, Nito, Doctor Strange. Yeah. Let's see, we're going to go with leadership. I'm really excited to see the Black Order and how they are portrayed in Infinity War. I'm also very excited to see what happens with Black Panther coming up soon. I had a friend hit me up last night about going to see the movie, so I'm kind of starting to get into that mood, you know? That, oh my god, it's almost upon us. So, these world bosses are going a little bit quicker now. So, I would love an additional reward that includes more black antimatter. Alright, so somebody, I think it was Call Me D, said to use Miguel as the lead for his leadership. And we should get Symbiote Shock, all attack speed and critical rate, and crowd control and cooldown duration. So those are some leadership skills we get. Here, I'm going to put like my heavy hitters in, but we don't necessarily need... We don't necessarily need all the energy attacks because obviously he doesn't use them. But put my heavy hitters in just so they can do their damage. Holy cow. Oh no, I got out of that. I screwed this up. Alright, that one was not very good for me. So obviously that's my weakest team. I did something wrong, but whatever. Boo. Alright, whatever. Alright, now comes the part that we've all waited for. Do we get Quicksilver to... Oh, no. I don't think I'm high enough level. Alright, well... Let's go to here first. Oh, exactly enough for 4. So we're just going to go ahead and do the 4. And... do there. Combine. Alright, that's 3. So now we just need to get him to level 50. And for that, let's go get some Magneto Biometrics. I don't think this is obviously going to be enough. So I'm going to have to get crafty. Somebody had told me to use my Blue Marvel Biometrics the other day. So obviously I did, and I didn't even realize I still had so many. So that made sense. And that helped, but I'm still not quite at where I want to be. There's another side of me that doesn't want to use like biometrics for characters I'm still trying to get to level 20 with all their gear. And I know some people say you don't necessarily have to get to level 20 with all your gear. That like level 17 is good enough for most people. But I mean, if I can get them to level 20, I might as well get those Uru slots open up. Especially if I have the biometrics to potentially do it. But that's half the battle, obviously. So... It's like that catch-22, right? So, I don't think this is going to be enough to get him where we want, but let's try it. There's a couple characters where I don't care enough. Once I get him to 6 stars, I don't care enough. Oh, wow, that's not even close. Shoot. Ah, so close. Who's 6? See, I don't want to use Storm because I still need to get her to 6 stars. I don't want to use any of the X-Men characters yet. Ultron. So Ultron is a character that I have at 6 stars that I would love to level up. Alright, so Black Widow. I could care less. She's already at 6 stars. Still have a ways to go. Captain Marvel. I don't want to use Captain Marvel, but she's like the next logical choice right now. Captain America, I don't really care. Yeah, War Machine I got to 6 stars. Lincoln Campbell I don't care about. He's not quite at 6 stars, but it's only 12 biometrics. Hardly the end of the world. Venom, I don't need those 8. Deathlock, I don't care about. I don't want to do it for Ulick. Use those. Need another 16%. I don't want to weaken my Wong. Alright, you know what Ultron it is. Alright, there's only 15. So use Booyah. So he's level 50. Oh, look at that, we get some Christies. And let's rank him up. Oh no! Alright. Do our daily missions. Because, as we all know, I love beating up Squirrel Girl. I hate to even bring this up. This is one of the things I talked about in a video yesterday. Somebody used Squirrel Girl as an example in a conversation, and I retweeted it because I couldn't. It was really genius. It was kind of talking about how you don't have to be overbearing. Like it was basically Ethan Van Sciver. People like go after him about like his stance on politics in comics and how he doesn't act. I don't want to like put words in his mouth, but he doesn't really believe that you need to politicize everything in comics. And then you've got like all these, I guess you would call them SJWs that come after him, that say, you know, BS, yes you do, resist, blah blah. So basically, it came down to, you know, Superman wearing his tights again. And apparently he's put them back on. I don't think I have enough. Oh yeah, I do. I think I do, actually. Perfect. Alright. Boom! 5-star Quicksilver. So we almost there. Oh, jeez. So we need 2 rank 2 black antimatter. If I can beat a world boss, like the hard world boss, I can get one of those. I just don't have anybody. Maybe once I hit level 67 shield, and I can open up another Uru slot for Nova and all these guys. Because my Nova is 3333, 180,000 combat points. But in any event, the long and short of it is, somebody responded to him basically showing how the SJW kind of approach with and without that type of approach with Squirrel Girl. And on one side, it showed during Civil War, where she was basically a babysitter for Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Or it might have been Secret Invasion. There's one or the other. But she was a babysitter for him. And she's basically sitting there and she's saying, I didn't always want this for my life, but, sometimes all you can do is do the best you can to make your life what you want it to be. Basically it was a really nice, empowering statement, and one of the few times they've actually used Squirrel Girl for that purpose. Then you have another one from a Squirrel Girl comic. Brutally awful art, by the way, but she's quote-unquote fighting Galactus. Now, this isn't canon, by the way. She didn't actually beat Galactus. It's all just a joke, and they're all stories. They're not like, this really happened. But she's, like, battling, like, pronouns with him. Like, she's literally in the middle of a fight with Galactus, and she's like, arguing with him over pronouns, he and she. And it's basically, the whole point, Ethan Van Sciver, he's an artist, obviously, most famous for Green Lantern stuff. The big point that he was trying to make is, you don't have to do that, Like, if you want to, like, incorporate the current events of society and culture, it can be done without, like, being in your face, and, like, nobody wants to read that. And when it comes to Superman, like, somebody was kind of complaining at him, and he's like, or maybe, like they're basically saying that, everybody's racist, that doesn't like the diversity in comics and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, no, maybe they just want to read their superhero books. And that's really where I stand. Like, I think diversity for the sake of diversity is dumb. If you're going to do it, it has to make sense. You don't want hand-me-down characters. Okay, you want good characters that stand out on their own because they are their own people. And I think that point gets lost on some people because, they just, I don't know, the tribalism aspect of everything, But I don't like launching into these conversations because ultimately it's not worth it to me. But at the same time, I feel like they're good conversations to have, because I feel like I'm the type of person that's going to have it respectfully. I want the same thing for everybody. I want everybody to live their lives, be happy. I don't care what you look like, who you pray to, who you love. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like, whatever makes you happy in life, that's what I want you to do. Like, I'm going to treat people the way that I'm treated, and I'm probably actually going to treat you in kind first and give you the opportunity to make me decide I don't want to treat you well anymore, Like, make me decide, oh, wow, that dude's a dick. I don't really want to deal with him. So, I feel like if everybody just lived their life that way and stopped worrying about stuff we can't control, and maybe just started treating each other, nice, that's a start, right? But what do I know? What do I know? So, I battled with that yesterday because I basically talked about that topic and that subject, and I think it's a good conversation to have, and I think it's something that's a little bit different. And I battle with it because a lot of times people get very irrational when you talk about subjects of race and, all those types of things. And I get it. I understand. I don't know what it's like to live the way a lot of people do, face things that a lot of people do. I get it, but at the same time, like, we all deal with adversity in our own way, and I personally, and you can argue advantage all you want, I don't care, because, like, I feel like I've accomplished everything that I could on my own. But I feel like you just gotta fight through it, and yeah, maybe it is harder for some people. I will concede that, but that doesn't mean you stop, and I feel like too many people these days take that as an opportunity to sit back and cry about it instead of just trying to overcome, you know? And those are the people that I respect, the people that say, you know what, I don't care what you throw in my way, I'm just going to do it anyway, you know? And make that their goal, and make that what drives them. So, I don't know how I got off on this tangent, but it was kind of important to me because I try to be positive, you know? I try so hard not to be that negative about things, and I'd rather inspire people, you know? Like, I want there to be great characters in the books, you know? I don't care what they look like. I don't care, who they love. I don't care what they believe in. Like, none of that matters to me. As long as they're a good character, I'm fine. And as long as they don't exist in spite of or in place of an existing character. I just kind of feel like that's just a ridiculous thing to do, you know? Like, to take away a character and just for the sake of doing it, you know? And here we are with the Ancient One, who they changed from being an old Asian dude to a, mid-aged white woman, you know? And I'm... The Ancient One's not really yeah, the Ancient One's kind of a major character in his or her own way, I guess, depending on how you do it, but they're really not that relevant. Doctor Strange obviously is the most relevant one at this point, but I feel like with the movies, it is what it is. I'm trying to just be a little bit more accepting of D-list characters, them kind of changing them around, but ultimately it's not really what I want. And I'm going to say the same thing, about all the situations like that. So in any event, I think I'm getting to the point of being uncomfortable. So I'm going to I would say if anything that I said for some weird reason makes you mad, come at me with respect. Have a conversation, explain to me where you disagree. If you're hostile, I'm just not even going to engage with you. I mean, I don't really think I said anything ridiculous. I think everything I said was pretty rational, but I mean, I said it, so I guess I would feel that way. But in any event, we got another video in the books. I wanted to try to do something a little bit different today. Because, these are my opportunities to talk about things like that while showing off some gameplay, I suppose. And we almost have these ladies at level 60. So, I hope y'all enjoyed, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Peace.